Shri Gurubhyom Namaha. This is Hemalata from Panvidyashram. Today's session is continuation of chapter 1 in geography, the earth in the solar system. In previous session we studied about celestial bodies of the universe, constellations, pole star, the solar system and the sun. Today we will study about planets, the earth, the moon, asteroids and meteoroids. Planets. There are 8 planets in our solar system. In order of their distance from the sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. There is an easy way to memorize the name of the planets in order of their distance from the sun is my very efficient mother just served us nuts. All the 8 planets of the solar system move around the sun in fixed paths. These paths are elongated. They are called orbits. Mercury is nearest to the sun. It takes only 88 days to complete one round along its orbit. Venus is considered as Earth's twin because its size and shape are very much similar to that of the Earth. Till recently, on August 2006, Pluto was also considered a planet. In a meeting of the International Astronomical Union, a decision was taken that Pluto is like other celestial objects like Ceres 2003 UB 313 discovered in recent past may be called as dwarf planets. We will see the order of the planets in decreasing order, that is from bigger planet to the smaller planet. The biggest planet is Jupiter, and then Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Earth, Venus, Mars and Mercury. The planets are generally classified into two groups: inner planets and outer planets. Inner planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are the inner planets. These 4 planets are close to the sun and are made up of rocks. Thus, they are also called as terrestrial planets, that is, the Earth-like planets. Outer planets are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. These are the outer planets. They are called as gas giants as they are made up of gases. The planets are heavenly bodies. They do not have their own heat and light. They shine as they reflect the light of the sun. All the planets are spherical in shape. They revolve around the sun in elliptical paths and imaginary lines called orbits. They move around the sun from west to east. While revolving around the sun, the planets also rotate on their own axis. Each planet takes a different time to complete one revolution around the sun and one rotation on its axis. Now we will study about our planet, the Earth. The Earth is the third nearest planet to the sun. In size, it is the 5th largest planet. It is slightly flattened at the poles. That is why its shape is described as a geoid. Geoid means an earth-like shape. Conditions favorable to support life are probably found only on the earth. The earth is neither too hot nor too cold. It has water and air, which are very essential for our survival. The air has life supporting gases like oxygen. Because of these reasons, the Earth is a unique planet in the solar system. Now we will study some points about our Earth in detail. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun, and as I said, it is the fifth largest in the solar system. It is largest among the inner planets. The Earth is our home. It is unique in the solar system. What is its uniqueness? We are the uniqueness, isn't it? The best location with reference to the Sun. We have the favorable environmental conditions for the origin and survival of various forms of life. The rotation of the Earth on its axis keeps the extremes of temperature between day and night within tolerable limits. A favorable temperature for the existence of life. If the heat received from the sun was to increase or decrease by about 10%, a large part of the earth would become unfit for living organisms. But we have good environment so that we can survive, and we have to sustain this temperature, and we have to control, and we have to take steps for our environment. The range of temperature on the surface of the earth wherein water can remain in its three forms: ice, water and vapor. The presence of adequate water in the oceans, which provides ideal conditions for the origin and evolution of life. The presence of an atmosphere which protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiations coming from the sun. The oxygen rich atmosphere which is necessary for the survival of human beings and other forms of life. The earth is the only planet in the solar system which is not named after a mythological deity. When astronauts first saw the earth from the space, it looked blue in color due to the presence of water all over it. So, the earth is also called the watery planet or the blue planet. In ancient times, people thought that the earth was flat in shape. Aristotle and then Copernicus declared that the earth is spherical in shape. Actually, the earth is not a perfect sphere. Due to the rotation of the earth, it is slightly bulging at the equator and flattened at the poles. And the shape of the earth is called geoid. Thus, its equatorial diameter is about 44 km more than its polar diameter. Now, we will study about satellites. The word satellite means an attendant or a companion. The moon was the only known satellite in the solar system until 1610. Today, there are more than 100 known satellites in the solar system. Mercury and Venus are the only planets which do not have any known satellite. The satellites move around the planets from the west to east. The satellites do not have their own light, they reflect the light of the sun. So satellites is a celestial bodies that moves around the planets in the same way as the planets move around the sun. So there are two kind of satellites. One is natural satellite, the moon. The other one is human-made satellite. The human-made satellite is an artificial body. It is designed by scientists to gather information about the universe or for communication. It is carried by a rocket and placed in the orbit around the Earth. Some of the Indian satellites in space are INSAT, IRS, EduSat, etc. The Moon. Our Earth has only one satellite, isn't it? That is the Moon. Its diameter is only 1/4 that of the Earth. It appears so big because it is nearer to our planet than other celestial bodies. The moon moves around the earth in about 27 days. It takes exactly the same time to complete one spin. As a result, only one side of the moon is visible to us on the earth. The moon does not have conditions favorable for life. It has neither water nor air. It has mountains, plains, and depressions on its surface. These cast shadows on the moon's surface. Look at the full moon and observe these shadows. The moon is the heavenly body that is closest to the earth. The average distance of the moon from earth is about 3,84,400 km. Its diameter is about 3,480 km. The moon appears larger and brighter than any other celestial body in the night sky. The reflected light of the sun from the moon reaches the earth's surface in about 1.3 seconds. No life can exist on the moon due to the absence of atmosphere and moisture. There is no water nor air. There is no sound as there is no air to carry the sound waves. The moon rotates its axis and revolves around the earth from west to east. The time taken by the moon to complete one rotation and one revolution is the same. So the days on the moon are very hot and nights are very cold. We know that moon reflects the light from the sun. Thus, the visible shape of the moon changes from night to night. So, in its journey from new moon to full moon, the visible portion increases and the moon is said to wax. In its journey from full moon to new moon, the visible portion decreases and the moon is said to wane. The waxing and waning of the moon is known as the phases of the moon. In fact, the moon is always half dark and half bright, but the angle of view from the earth keeps changing. On the new moon day, the dark hemisphere of the moon faces the earth, whereas on the full moon day, the bright hemisphere is visible to us. Asteroids. Apart from the stars, planets, and satellites, there are numerous tiny bodies which also move around the sun. These bodies are called asteroids. Asteroids are small planet like solid objects found in the solar system. They are also called as planetoids or minor planets. Each asteroid follows its own orbit around the Sun. The main belt, which has billions of asteroids, lies between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. This belt stretches from about 250 million to 600 million kilometers from the Sun. It is now widely believed that asteroids are broken pieces of some planet which probably exploded soon after its birth. Meteoroids. The small pieces of rocks which move around the Sun are called meteoroids. Sometimes these meteoroids come near the Earth and tend to drop upon it. During this process, due to friction with the air, they get heated up and burn. This causes a flash of light. Sometimes a meteor, without being completely burnt, falls on the earth and creates a hollow. Do you see a whitish broad band like a white glowing path across the sky on a clear starry night? It is a cluster of millions of stars. This band is the Milky Way galaxy. Our solar system is a part of this galaxy. In ancient India, it was imagined to be a river of light flowing in the sky. Thus, it was named Akash Ganga. A galaxy is a huge system of billions of stars and clouds of dust and gases. There are millions of such galaxies that make the universe. It is difficult to imagine how big the universe is. Scientists are still trying to find out more and more about it. We are not certain about its size, but we know that all of us, you, I, belong to this universe. Now, can you relate yourself with the universe? You are on the earth, and the earth is a part of the solar system. Our solar system is a part of the Milky Way galaxy, which is part of the universe. Think about the universe and the fact that it contains millions of such galaxies.